Kim Dong had always known he was different ever since he was child. People had commented on his beauty, his soft skin, delicate feature, and mesmerizing eyes that seemed to hold galaxies within them. But what was once an innocent compliment had turned it into a curse. The moment he stepped into the university, it started with whisper in the hallway, stares that lingered too long, kickers behind hands. He looks prettier than any of us. No wonder our boyfriend kept talking about him. Disgusting. A boy shouldn't look like that. Most importantly, a boy shouldn't be a gay. Right? A man should be a man, not pretend to be a girl. Such a disgust on the earth. Taeyong tried to ignore them. He kept his head low, focused on his studies, and did his best to avoid necessary attention. But it didn't matter. His beauty made him a target, and his sexuality only made things worse. It was a Tuesday afternoon when Taeyong was walking to the library when a group of girls blocked his path. Karina, where do you think you are going, princess? One of them said, arms crossed over her chest. Taeyong inhaled sharply, gripping the straps of his bags. Excuse me. He tried to step around them, but another girl shoved him back. Winter, you think you are better than us, don't you? She asked. Just because our boyfriend calls you pretty doesn't mean you actually are. Taeyong, I don't care what they call. Taeyong said calmly, in though his heart was racing. Karina, the girl in front of him grabbed his wrist, nails digging into his skin. Liar, I bet you love the attention. That's why you act all innocent, do you? Playing the victim when you are the problem? Winter, oh, of course he loves the attention he gets from men because he can't be interested in any woman. So he made target to divert our boyfriend's attention from their girls and get attended by them. Such attention seeker. Thong, oh really? You think I'm attention seeker? Then you should watch your boyfriend, because if they had been truly in love with you, they shouldn't get attracted by me, that too a boy. Now tell me, why do they get distracted by me when they have pretty girlfriends for them? Is that my fault? Winter, isn't he talking a little too much? She gritted her teeth. Karina, you are right. We are facing hard time just because of his thirst. They are avoiding classes just to get a glimpse of this filthy. Taeyong, just shut up. I have done nothing to you. Stop cursing me. Winter, Karina, I think you need to show him what happened when you shout at us. Karina, you are right. She smirked at Taeyong before pushing him back. Taeyong stumbled back, his bag slipped from his shoulder, books scattering across the ground, laughter erupted around him. Many people gathered around him, watching, laughing, smirking, muttering, but no one is helping, just enjoying the show. Karina, maybe if you look it more like a man, they wouldn't compare us to you. Taeyong clenched his fist. He wanted to fight back, but he knew it would make things worse. Then a voice said chased down everyone's spine, deep, authoritative. What the hell are you doing? The girls rose. Taeyong turned his head and saw Jeon Jungkook standing a few paces away, his jaw-tight, dark eyes burning with fury. Jungkook was the one of the most popular guy of the campus, captain of the boxing club, effortlessly handsome, and the guy every girl wanted to date. But right now he wasn't looking at those happy girls who were bouncing on the ground, seeing him. He was looking at Taeyong. Jungkook slowly approached him. Touch him again and you will regret it. The girl's eccentric glances suddenly shocked. Jungkook, what are you saying? We are just... Jungkook, I don't give a damn what you were doing. Jungkook snapped. You don't touch him, that's all I want. Taeyong swallowed. He had never spoken to Jungkook before, never expected him to come to his defense. The girls appeared rolling their eyes, but they backed off. Karina, another guy, got hypnotized. She muttered in before storming away, the other following her. Winter, what trick he is using to hypnotize those boys? She also turned and left. Jungkook watched them go before turning to Taeyong. Are you okay? Taeyong hesitated. He wasn't used to kindness, especially not from someone like Jungkook. Jungkook is a big whale fish known by many, where Taeyong is nothing but a lost species of fish whom no one knows. Yeah, I think so, he murmured. Jungkook bent down, picking up his fallen books and handing him them. They are idiots, he said. You are beautiful, and not because of them. Taeyong's breath issued. He searched Jungkook's eyes, searching for a lie or mockery, but there was no mockery, no pity, no, only sincerity. For the first time in a long, Taeyong face seen. Taeyong, I think it's your class time. You should leave or you will get late, Jungkook young. Jungkook smiles at him, but for Taeyong, it seemed like Jungkook is smirking. So you know when my classes start? Jungkook leaned a little closer to whisper. Do you perhaps notice me or are you into those psycho stalker? Taeyong gasped, dramatically covering his mouth in shock, but smiles. You know what? If I was a stalker, I by now have known every detail about you. Jungkook was too shocked to see him flirting back. Not a quite shy guy now? Jungkook raised an eyebrow. Taeyong smirked. Who said I am shy? Yeah, maybe a little, but don't think I can fight. I just didn't want them to stretch the matter. I was just getting late, so thought of ending this bullying soon and give them easy bullying way. Jungkook was so amazed to hear that. Why do you let them bully you? You are a man, boy. Fight for your way. Jungkook lightly poking Taeyong's chest with his fist. Taeyong smiled, shaking his head. I tried, but they come with group, and I don't have much strength to fight with the group. I have other goals to do. Jungkook leaned closer a little again. Is that goal count me in? Taeyong shook his head, delighted. No, big starfish, you are not in my goal. Jungkook bowed it, talking. So pathetic. Can't even earn a space in the most pretty boy's heart. Taeyong smiled, teasing him. Maybe you should one day. By the way, thank you for today. He extended his hand and Jungkook placed a bag in his hand. See you around, big starfish. He waved and walked away, swaying his hips. Jungkook stood there watching him walking away. If he likes me, he will turn back. Jungkook waited for Taeyong to turn back once, while rubbing his neck anxiously, and Taeyong did. He stopped, turning back, blowing a kiss, leaving Jungkook shocked. Jungkook smiles. Once Taeyong left from there, he can't stop himself from smiling as the most pretty boy of the college just blew him a kiss. After that day, Taeyong expected things to go worse. He thought the girls would bully him again. The bullying would increase more because the big starfish of the ocean has just given him attention, and he knows studying will not like it at all. But to his surprise, they kept their distance. They stayed whispered. They threw dirty look at him, but they didn't dare to lay a hand on him. And the reason for that, John Jungkook. It wasn't just a one-time thing. Everywhere Taeyong went, Jungkook seemed to be there, leaning against the wall near the class, walking into the cafeteria right after him, appearing outside the library when he was leaving. At first, Taeyong thought it was a coincidence, but then, one evening, when he was walking home, he heard footsteps behind him. He turned in, and there Jungkook was. Taeyong suddenly turned, crossing his hand over his chest in front of Jungkook. You are following me, big starfish? Jungkook didn't even look guilty, making sure you get home safe. He was shocked, still scratching his neck in embarrassment. Taeyong blinked. Why? Jungkook sighed, rubbing his back of his neck. Because I don't trust them, and he hesitated before matching his eyes with Taeyong. I don't like seeing your heart, Sapphire. Taeyong's heart did something strange in his chest. No one had ever carried like this before, and that's when he realized the nickname. He gasped. Taeyong's big bumpy eyes were confused. Sapphire? Jungkook smiles, looking at him, his confusion face. Sapphire symbols wisdom, strength, protection. They are rare, precious, beautiful. He rubbed Taeyong's nose with his finger. Just like you. Taeyong breathed in, his eyes widened as he finally turned to face Jungkook. You are my sapphire, Taeyong. Jungkook continued. Oh, and Taeyong's heart did a flip. It's dancing. Even the butterflies doing the dance in his tummy. Taeyong blushes, looking quickly away. You don't even know me, big starfish, and calling me sapphire. It's a big thing, you know. Taeyong whispered. He was still high with the nickname. Jungkook gave a small sad smile. I want to call you Sapphire. I want to know you, Sapphire. Taeyong found his heart melting. He hides his blush and turned back, walking. Jungkook following him. Stop following me. Go home, big starfish. My home is there. I will be fine. Jungkook. Not until I make sure you are fine, Sapphire. He continued following Taeyong, both blushing hard. It had been a few days since Jungkook started staying close to Taeyong, making sure he was safe, calling him Sapphire, making him blush, and in those few days, something unspoken had bloomed between them. Jungkook had made him read his mind. He wanted to confess. He wanted Taeyong to know how much he meant to him, how he had been watching him long before that day with the bullies. He had always thought Taeyong was the most beautiful person he had ever seen. That evening, as they walked home together, Jungkook spotted a small flower shop across the road. He got an idea. He would buy a bouquet, get on his knees, and confess right there. Just then, he saw a bouquet shop across the road. Jungkook, wait here, Jungkook said, with a smile, stepping away. Taeyong's heart clenched, a bad feeling settling in his chest, heavy like a stone. Jungkook, don't go. Taeyong grabbed his wrist. I don't feel good about this, Jungkook. Please don't go. Jungkook chuckled, squeezing Taeyong's hand. It's just flowers. I will be back right soon. Stay here. Taeyong wanted to stop him, wanted to pull him back, but before he could say anything, Jungkook had already moved his hand and jogged across the road. He watched anxiously as Jungkook entered the shop, watching him pick a bouquet of white roses. Pure, beautiful, just like the way Jungkook saw Taeyong. His heart races when Jungkook turned it around with a bright smile, lifting the bouquet in the air, eyes twinkling. Jungkook, for you, Tae. Jungkook was excited, showing him the bouquet while walking toward Taeyong. Taeyong smiles at his excitement, and then a deafening honk, blinking headlights, scratching tires. Taeyong spit cracked in his throat. His voice slowed as he saw it happening. The truck too fast, too close, and then crashed. The back sent Jungkook flying, the bouquet slipping from his hand, petals scattering in the air like falling snow. Taeyong screamed loudly. Jungkook, his feet moving before his mind could catch up. He ran, knees hitting the ground in front of Jungkook. Blood, so much blood, it stained the ground, wetting his clothes. As he cradled Jungkook, head in his lap. Taeyong, Jungkook, wake up. Taeyong sobbed, shaking him. No, please, don't do this to me. Jungkook, open your eyes. Jungkook's chest barely moved. His lips, once full of laughter and smile, were slightly parted, as if trying to say something. His fingers moving before going still. Taeyong, no. Taeyong's vision blurred with tears as he shook him harder, screaming his name over and over. But Jungkook didn't respond, didn't breathe. He was gone. The bouquet lay beside him, crushed and soaked in blood. And in that moment, Taeyong's world shattered. He realized how cursed he is. Taeyong didn't know how he got through those days. After Jungkook did, he barely remembered the funeral, the way Jungkook's friend cried, the way his family broke down. All he remembered was kneeling at the grave, hands trembling as he traced Jungkook's name and the old stone. Jeon Jungkook. Sorry I can't mention the date. May God give Jungkook a long and healthy life. Gone, just like that. Taeyong traced the nameplate. Do you know, I miss you, my big starfish. Tears rolling down his eyes. They say you are gone, but I can't believe them. Can I? No, right? because I believe you will be back, Jungkook, my big starfish. Please come back. Everyone is so drained without you, and this regret will not let me laugh, Jungkook. Please. He joined his hands, pleading. I still have to confess, Jungkook. I wanted to confess how much I like you. I wanted to know you. I wanted to love you, grow old with you, make babies, get married. He bursted out crying. Had so many dreams, Cook. Please, please come back, please. He had cried for an hour that day in front of the grave. He stopped going to classes, stopped eating properly, stopped caring about anything. But the world didn't stop for him. The bullying started again, worse than before. Tong had just stepped into the campus when he heard them, the same girl who had bullied him before. Karina, there he is. One of them screaming. The cursed boy. Tong flinched but kept walking. He didn't have the strength to fight, but they didn't let him go. Finter, you killed him. One of them spat. Jungkook died because of you. Tong froze, his heart pounded. No, I didn't. He whispered, voice barely audible. Karina, yes, you did. He died because of you. Tong, no, he is not good. Just stop already. Finter, the girl laughed loudly. Why should we? It's the truth. The moment he got close to you, he died. Karina, he even crossed the road for you, didn't he? If you didn't make him love you, he would still be alive. Tong bit his lips, eyes burning with tears. I never made him my cook, he cried. A hard push sent him stumbling back. You are a curse, said Kim Tong. Another girl hisses. Anyone who gets close to you suffer. Jungkook was proof of that. Karina, you should have died instead of him. Yeah. Why don't you just disappear? Do everyone a favor. Tears streamed down Tong's face. As he looked at them, their cross smile twisting like knives in his chest. They didn't know how much he hated himself, how he already blamed himself for everything, how he lay awake every night, replaying the accident in his head, hearing the sound of crash, seeing Jungkook blood on his hand. He wanted to disappear. Maybe they were right. Maybe he was cursed. Maybe if he left this world, he wouldn't have to feel this unbearable pain anymore. Which one? Last broken sob. Tong turned it and ran. Tong's legs burned as he ran, his vision blurred with tears. He didn't know where he was going. All he knew was that he needed a space, escape from their voices, from their accusation, from the cursing fate of the girl that suffocated him. His feet carried him to the highest place he could find, the rooftop of the college building. Pushing the heavy doors open, he stepped into the cold night air, the city lights twinkling far below. But nothing could take the pain in his chest. He walked to the cage, his heart pounding, his hands trembling as he gripped the railing, staring down at the world. Would it hurt? Would it be quick? Would it finally make his pain, his unbearable agony go? A sob left his mouth, his knees giving out as he collapsed on the floor. Why I am like this? He whispered, his voice broken, his fingers itching in his chest as if flying to rip the pain out. Why did you have to die, Jungkook? I should have been me. His cries echoed through the empty rooftop, raw and desperate. I'm cursed. He choked it out. They are right. I tried everything I touched. His knees dug into his arms, his body shaking violently. I should have stopped you that night. I should have held you back. I should have. His breath issued a fresh wave of tears pouring down. His body trembled uncontrollably as he screamed into the night, cursing himself, his feet, his existence. Jungkook had been the only one who had cared, the only one who had seen him, really seen him, and now he was gone. And Tong was alone, completely alone. Maybe if he just let go, maybe he could see Jungkook again one last time, he wished. God, I want to be with him, and this time will be forever. Taeyong stood on the edge of the rooftop, his heart pounded as he whispered his final wish. I wanna with him, and this time it will be forever. Just as he was about to go to surrender himself to death, a strong hand grabbed his wrist. Taeyong gasped as he freed himself, being pulled back, his body being unnaturally hanging between life and death. A ghost behind him let out a startled gasp, their mocking smile vanishing. But their shock wasn't because they wanted to save him, it was because they couldn't even see anyone. To them, it looked like Taeyong was being held back by something invisible. But Taeyong could see him, Jungkook. His breath itched as he looked up, his teary eyes widening in disbelief. Jungkook stood before him. His grip on Taeyong's wrist was tight, strong. Something was different. Jungkook's body was slightly transparent, a faint glow surrounding him. He was a ghost. Taeyong's heart clenched. Jungkook, you came back? Jungkook's dark eyes bored into him. You idiot, he whispered, his voice lacerated with pain. Did you really think I will let you go like that? Taeyong's knees buckled and Jungkook caught him, holding him close. The girls behind them stood frozen in fear. They couldn't see Jungkook. All they can see was Taeyong being pulled away by the edge by something that shouldn't be there. He is cursed. One of them stammered, stepping back. There's something holding him. Let's get out of here. Another screamed, turning to run. The rest following, their earlier mocking turning into terror. But Taeyong didn't care. He clutched Jungkook's shirt, sobbing into his chest. Jungkook, I miss you. He cried. I can't do this without you. It hurts so much. Jungkook gently shaded him, cradling his face in his hand. You are not alone, Taeyong, he murmured. I'm sorry for leaving you, but now I will never leave you. Taeyong shook his head, his fingers gripping Jungkook tightly. But I can't live without you. I just want to be with you again. He looked up at Jungkook's face. Let me die. I want to be with you forever. Jungkook pressed his forehead against Taeyong's. You will be with me one day, but that day isn't today. I won't let you die, he whispered. Taeyong hiccuped, his body trembling. But I want to be with you. Not like this, Cook. Jungkook smiled sadly, his thumb wiping away tears. Promise me you will live, they. No matter how hard it gets, promise me you will keep going. You still have to do so many things. Remember you said you have a goal? Taeyong's lips trembled, but he couldn't see it. The love in Jungkook's eyes. Even then, Jungkook was still protecting him, and slowly, painfully, he nodded. I promise I will live. But you should promise to stay always with me, Jungkook. Jungkook smiles, placing a ghostly kiss on Taeyong's forehead. Good boy. The moment he said those words, his form began to fade. Taeyong's eyes widened in panic. Jungkook wait, but Jungkook just smiled. I will always be with you, Taeyong, always. But now I have to go. But I will be back soon, I promise, Sapphire. And with that, he vanished into the night. Taeyong fell on his knees. The warmth of Jungkook's touch lingered on his skin. His heart ached. But for the first time since Jungkook did, he faced something other than cursed. He felt hope.